What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. You know, in the 2+ years that I've been covering Marvel news, there's always been one constant, that there's another Hugh Jackman Wolverine coming to the MCU rumor right around the corner, and today is no different. And even though I, like you guys, get a little fatigued every time this comes up, if there's any validity to it at all, because of, well, what we cover here at the channel, we're of course going to cover it. Today we're going to cover this new industry insider report that may indicate there's an offer on the table right now from Marvel to Hugh Jackman, perhaps to return as Wolverine. Also some speculation it's for a different role. I'm going to weigh in on both accounts, what I think is really going on here, why I don't think it's a different role, and if Marvel is truly offering the role of Wolverine back to Hugh Jackman, what I think it would be for, and why we at least have to entertain this given the last interaction between Hugh Jackman and Marvel when they asked him about returning. We're going to break it all down, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We're still giving away this insane 1/4 scale Beta Ray Bill, as well as our third and final Infinity Saga box set. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell, leave a like and a comment down below, and if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So today's report comes from industry insider Daniel Richtman via his Patreon, and then making it over to Twitter, where he released this clip right here, date 9/10/2020, activity, offer out to talent Hugh Jackman. Now, because Daniel covers everything in Hollywood, there is a chance this is for something else, but mainly covers the comic book scoops and Marvel Cinematic Universe news. He knew the entirety of his fan base would assume this was an active offer out from Marvel Studios to Hugh Jackman. Now, if that's true, it doesn't necessarily mean it's for the role of Wolverine, and as many fans pointed out on Reddit, there have been a ton of other offers made now to ex-Sony and Fox actors. Jamie Foxx returning to play Electro, even retaining the same role even if it's a different character, and of course Evan Peters now cast in WandaVision, famously Quicksilver from the now defunct X-Men Fox universe, will be returning probably to play the role of Mephisto or a completely different character. That could be the case with Hugh Jackman, people pointing to the character of Kraven. He would be perfect for it, but guys, as I said in the prologue, I'm going to weigh in right now and say that just seems like, well, impossible. Even more impossible than Michael Jordan leaving the Bulls to go play for the Wizards before retirement. There's just, in my opinion, there's just no way that he's coming back to play any other role but Wolverine. And you have to remember that when Marvel Studios went ahead and reached out to Hugh Jackman and Sir Patrick Stewart at the beginning of this year, trying to get them to come back for cameos in the Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness as a way to canonize all of the ancillary cinematic universes, both Sony and Fox, it was an emphatic no from both Sir Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman, mostly because their character stories had ended. Yes, they both died on screen, but also they had put an end to that era and didn't feel like opening the characters back up were something that they wanted to do. Therefore, I couldn't see him picking up another role and then continuing on in the MCU with some lasting presence, playing the main role of a different character when everybody would just look up on screen and say, oh my god, we got Hugh Jackman, but he didn't play Wolverine. I think, quite honestly, Marvel Studios has done what they've done in the past and been persistent, found a way to sort of coax the situation further and further. Look, I never thought they would get him to the table. In fact, I never thought Disney would sit down to the table anyway. I didn't think there was any way Kevin Feige wanted to involve those now defunct cinematic universes, but apparently the way Marvel Comics did, they want to acknowledge all of the pre-existing Marvel universes, sort of do it in a metaphorical way, say, hey, these are all parts of the multiverse, and the more that that plan came together, the more that that plan made sense, the more I think Hugh Jackman reprising that role would make sense, or at least some of these X-Men. Is there a chance that Evan Peters is going to show up in WandaVision as Quicksilver when we already have Quicksilver's Aaron Taylor Johnson canonized in the MCU at passing away? Probably not. He'll be a different character. And I think a lot of people are going to point to that logic and say the same for Hugh Jackman, that there's no way he'll come back as Wolverine, but maybe Kraven, as I saw on Reddit in a ton of places. Again, guys, when you play Wolverine in the way that he did, it's something like Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, or should I even say Chris Evans' Captain America. They have now tied themselves to that role. Hugh Jackman, it works both ways. Not only is he tied to the role of Wolverine, but seeing him as another superhero would just be super weird, especially in the MCU. And I get it, some fans just want him back anyway, but I'm telling you, there would be a ton of us who would look at whatever new MCU character he's playing and just say, man, we wish he was Wolverine. And this brings me to my next point, and I really hope this isn't the start of what seems like a ridiculous cycle over at Disney and their casting directors, with the announcement that Oscar Isaac, former Star Wars star, he's done other stuff and really well, by the way, if you haven't seen it, check Ex Machina, with the announcement that he'd be taking up the role of Moon Knight. You now have one confirmed confirmed Star Wars star showing up in a main role who may end up joining the Avengers. The announcement that Brie Larson would be joining the Star Wars TV show on Disney Plus, yet another superhero from the Avengers becoming either a Jedi or a Sith, and now there's a rumor that Tom Holland could show up in Star Wars. I do not want to see my MCU or even DC superheroes in Star Wars films, and I do not want to see my favorite Star Wars Jedi and Sith showing up as superheroes in the MCU. I want to know how you guys feel down in the comments about this, but I'm pretty emphatic about it. There are a ton of actors and actresses in Hollywood who could do these roles justice, and fresh faces who would have their entire careers and lives really piggybacked on the back of this, except Disney seems to want to use the same faces in both franchises. And for me, watching the films, not only just because I'm such a fan of the MCU, I'm a Star Wars fan as well, but it's going to absolutely kill my ability to suspend disbelief if I'm watching Peter Parker, or at least the Peter Parker that I know, run around for a lightsaber. And that's the same for RDJ, Chris Evans, or any of the other stars from the MCU. Yes, life is long and they have a long career in front of them, and 5 or 10 years down the road, a lot can change. Everybody's feelings about everything can change, the actors, myself as well, but we're talking about actors and actresses now co-occupying space at the same time, concurrently, while they are in both franchises. I don't know about you guys, but that's something I just don't want to see. And so for me, let's pretend for a second that this tweet does mean that there is an active offer on the table from Marvel Studios to Hugh Jackman. Let's assume that's what it is. It immediately whittles down to just having talked him into reprising his role for a quick cameo in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Guys, if he shows up as a one-off villain or as a different character, I will definitely eat my words and be the first to say I was wrong. But if you think about everything I said in this video, logically, that seems like really the only thing it could be. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Would you take Hugh Jackman's Wolverine back even at his age? They have the de-aging software. Is he who you'd want to see over everybody else? And truthfully, how hype would the entire theater go if he was on screen? Also, if they're truly introducing all of these Logan and Wolverine Easter eggs in the earliest part of Marvel Phase 4, if you don't know anything about that, just watch the videos here at the channel, then wouldn't it be a little weird to be introducing this other iteration and in such close proximity, maybe even first? I think that would be awkward as well. And let me know finally down below, do you want to keep the MCU and the Star Wars actors and actresses separate so that we can suspend disbelief just a little bit better? I sure do. Let me know all your thoughts and comments, and quickly let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. We're still giving away this insane 1/4 scale XM Studios Beta Ray Bill at 750,000 subscribers. We're also giving away our third and final Infinity Saga box set. We'll give away during December regardless of the subscriber count. All you have to do to be entered to win, hit the subscribe button, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. Remember to hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video, and remember to hit the notification bell with notifications turned on to keep up with our daily content. My name's Michael Roman. This is Everything Always, guys. Thanks so much for checking out the channel, and stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.